Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today I have another Kamen Rider build review for you. This is the first in the Bottle Change Rider series, which is what they're calling the gimmick line of figures this year for Kamen Rider. And this is Kamen Rider build Rabbit Tank form. So obviously this is his base form, kind of the main form that he uses throughout the show. And you can see that there is a rabbit half and a tank half. It's somewhat similar to the double form change series that they had with Double, where you would get a figure and it was two pieces and then you could link them together and then you could interchange. You would buy a second figure and then you could, swap out the two halves to make different combinations. This is going to be very similar. Really similar, in fact. We'll get into it when we open the package. But love the front of the box. Love the big picture of Build up here. Nice picture of the toy down here. Little picture here on the side. Not really too much going on over there. But you can see that, like the other kind of main, toy packages, they've decided to put the tab in the front now instead of on the back. So you can kind of see how the two halves connect here. Obviously, there won't be any lightning when we do it. Cool picture here. And then on the side here, it shows you the next two. You're going to have Gorillamond is number 2, and then Hawk Gatling is number 3. And then you can just go ahead and switch them all up to different combinations like it shows you right down here. So that's really cool. I'm looking forward to that. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I don't know if every single bottle will have a best match so that by the end we just have a ton of these. I really don't know how that's going to go down. I hope so, because I would love to get, a piece for each half. The way it looks, like his right side is always the organic half, and then the left side is always the inorganic half. So I hope we get pieces for, all the bottles that are out there. Because right now we have Hedgehog, we have Cleaner, and they don't really have a best match yet. I'm assuming later on they will, and then we'll probably get the figure of the best match. But we'll see how it goes. In any case, let's get this guy out of the packaging and take a closer look. So I apologize. I was really trying to do something fun with the two halves. I kind of wanted them to kind of stand on their own. I tried to balance them, and I had one for a time, but it didn't work out. But in any case, I just want to show you what each half looks like. Obviously, this is the rabbit portion. He kind of forms the front of the torso, the left leg. No, I'm sorry. I get confused. The left leg and the right arm. Now, as you can see here, and this is kind of my favorite part about Build. When you look at the rabbit side, you can see the rabbit head for the eye. So you have the ear, the little rabbit's eye, his little nose and mouth, little whiskers over here. I think that's such a really nice attention to detail. I think that's really fun. The driver is also actually really nicely painted. You can see the silver there. You can see the red and the blue paint for the bottles. Now, obviously, if you use this with another piece that's not blue, like, say, the Gatling from Hawk Gatling, it's not going to be accurate, but I think it's nice that they went out of their way to paint those. I think that's pretty nice. Then you can see the bottle holder over here on his side. And then you have this kind of spring effect on his leg, which I assume is because of rabbit hops. But unfortunately, that does not transfer to the other side. It's only painted on the front, which is a little weird looking. I kind of wish they had just that one piece just painted all the way around, but what are you going to do? It still looks good from the front. So standard rider figure articulation for the most part. You have the shoulders that go out to the side, front and round. You have the bicep swivel 90 degrees at the elbow. You have wrist swivel, as well as the 2 sets of finger joints like we always have. Pretty much been the same for as long as I can remember when it comes to rider gimmick figures. Out to the side, front to back for the hip. Then you have the thigh swivel. 90 degrees for the knee, and then ball joint in the ankle. The only thing you lose is head articulation, which is kind of a bummer, but it kind of makes sense because the way this gimmick works, there's really no way they could put the head on a swivel because you'd have to like line them up and then get them to connect, and then, I mean, it would have been a mess. I guess if they had put just a rotation, probably couldn't put a ball joint, but maybe just a rotation, but then again, it would be a problem when you try to line them up. So here is the tank half, and again, I love the eye. You can see the barrel of the gun, the turret of the tank. You can see a little bit of the treads down here. I think that's really cool, and it's a really nice, deep, kind of shiny blue which I like a lot. Same articulation for the arm and the leg. But then down here you can see he's got some tank treads for the foot. I think that's really nice detail as well. So how this works is very simple. You can see there's a little tab, or a little peg I should say, right there. And that's going to go into that peg hole right there. So you just line them up. And they just push in, snap together. And it's pretty solid. The connection is very solid. He's not going to fall apart. Doesn't rattle around or anything. So I think they did a really nice job with that. And together the figure looks great. Stands well. Looks really good. I love the color scheme. I love, like I said, I wish there was a little bit of a head swivel, but I can live without it. It doesn't, you know, ruin the figure for me. I can understand for a lot of people that it does. But for me, I can get around it. I can get behind it. What's the word I'm looking for? I can get over it. Here is the drill crusher, molded all in black, as you can see. A little bit of detail there on the hilt, and then of course they make the giant drill blade there. I think the Gorillamon is going to come with a gun version of this. But you can just pop that right in his hand, and he wields it pretty well, just like every other rider figure wields weapons, because it's the exact same hand joints. So it kind of, but not 100%. So pretty much what you're used to. But overall, I really like this figure a lot. I love the kind of metallic-y paint they use for the torso here for the red and the blue, and especially here on the legs. The only place you don't really see it is kind of the arms, the hands, and the feet. But definitely in the shins, here in the thighs, the torso, and the head. You get that nice kind of metallic-y quality to the paint. Looks really sharp. I like that a lot. And I love the tank tread on this foot. I think that's so cool. Such a nice attention to detail. From the back, it's pretty plain. I do appreciate that at least the yellow for the belt went all the way around. So I like that. But yeah, I really don't have anything to complain about. The only thing that's, you know, the lack of head articulation, that's really the only problem. And like I said, that's going to be, I understand that's going to be a problem for some people, but for me personally, I can live with it. And I think this is a really nice figure, and I'm very happy to have it. I guess there'll probably be figure arts down the line. If you need head articulation, you could pass on this and move on to, you know, your figure arts and just not go with the gimmick line. But I think for an affordable figure, which is a really nice representation of build, and I love the ability to swap out. Oh, I should show you how you can take it apart. It's very easy. You come around to the back, and there is a button here, really obvious on the back right there, and you just kind of push that in while you push the one piece away. It's actually a little bit more difficult than it sounds, just because the pieces kind of don't want to separate because of how well they peg in together, which is a good and a bad thing. But you just kind of push that in, and it's kind of hard to get purchase on it, really. If you push that in and then just kind of, there you go. So it's not impossible. It's funny. It's kind of more difficult than you'd expect, but at the same time, not so difficult. But I think if it wasn't difficult, then this would rattle around more when you have it connected together. And I would rather it be really secure while it's together than have, you know, a small amount of trouble when you're trying to take it apart. So I would rather have the integrity of the figure when it's combined together. But yeah, I'm really excited. I think Gorillamon comes out at the end of the month. Maybe actually on the 30th. I'm trying to remember what day is. Maybe this is 29th. 29th or 30th. Well, I guess technically it'd be 29th for us, 30th for them because of the time difference. So, in any case, I think this is a really fun figure. I like it a lot. I think it looks great. I love the gimmick. I love the paint on it. The accessory's fine. Nothing amazing, but it's all right. And the only thing is the lack of head articulation, and I think that's, for me personally, something I can live with. I know a lot of people will probably be bummed by that, but you know, your only other option really is to kind of skip this line and go straight to figure arts when they come out later, but you're going to have to wait a while for those. So if you're looking for a cheaper figure, that's a lot of fun, and I think once we have a bunch of these, it's going to be a lot of fun to switch out and make different combinations. I definitely recommend jumping into this line. As I said, this is the first, and there's going to be usually somewhere in the area of 13 to 15 by the time we're done. as far as the gimmick line usually goes throughout the year. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like and share this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you guys have enjoyed this look at the Bottle Change Rider 01 Kamen Rider build Rabbit tank form. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching.